What's going on to you, Taurus? How you doing? So you have the Tower, Scorpio. I don't know why y'all get this so much. Scorpio influence cards, but you have the Tower, the Seven of Wands, and the Six of Wands. So for you, Taurus, this is really about you, Taurus, not blinking an eye when it comes to walking away from weirdos. Like I said, a lot of you, Taurus, are very much so learning how to become more self-caring. You're not allowing people to come in, tell you that they don't want to talk to you, be super dysfunctional, play games with you. Maybe they don't tell you that they don't want to talk to you, but they act like it, and then they do something else by making you feel unimportant, not a priority. Yeah, that's a dub. That whole ideology is a dub. So a lot of you Taurus are realizing that you can't take these type of people seriously anymore. So you will leave them alone. And the thing is that the Page of Wands and the Ten of Cups now is about, since that's the case, you also understand that because of this, you have to start giving, you realize two things, because I keep getting crossed. Number one, you realize that the love that a lot of you Taurus are giving is a little bit too much sometimes for most people to actually be able to accept and handle responsibly. And also, you also understand that when it comes to finding somebody that is a good fit for you, you're going to have to be selective. The problem with all of the zodiac signs, including you, is that we're not selective enough. We, like people, if you really want to get a relationship, stop getting in relationships with dysfunctional people. And sometimes you know the differences between the two because they show you just how dysfunctional they are in a time being. Within the first few minutes of you knowing them ever, coldly, to now getting to know them a little bit better, right? Warming up is what people will call it, right? They call it cold approach. Then they call it warming up to the person, meaning you didn't know them before, and now you're getting to know them a little bit more. So now, as you're getting to know them, you realize that these people will tell you a lot of what it is that they know about themselves. How trifling, how off, how fake, how belligerent, how disrespectful they are. And the problem with us is, once again, we think critical thinking is somehow meant to be bashed. You're too judgmental, you're too critical. If there was no such thing as critical thinking, we would not be able to accomplish any of the things that we need to, because we make hundreds, thousands of judgment calls every single second, right? Every single minute of the day. So that's my cat. But so what's this one extra judgment call? Choosing the right quality type of people to be in your life instead of you feeling like you have to waste it constantly trying to get with someone that actually wants your love and can give love to you as well and show you a thing or two and open up your mind about certain things. The Knight of Wands, but a lot of you Taurus already are starting to understand love, right? The Knight of Wands and the Judgment and the Three of Swords. Obviously, love hasn't necessarily been easy. You are a warrior, but not in the sense of a lover, in the sense of striving to get love, striving to be in that type of relationship that works for you. That type of family setting as well as romantic setting that works for you. And then you have the Knight of Wands, like I said, in the Judgment. These also mean that because of that, people have spent so much time judging you and prejudging you for your zodiac sign, for your weight, because usually Taurus carries some weight on them, right? Maybe you're not necessarily, you don't have a lot of weight, but maybe maybe the cheeks on your face are just chunky, right? That's just, the zodiac signs that carry the most weight is Aries, Taurus, Pisces, Sagittarius, really, and Cancer crabs. But so the thing for you is they prejudged you, and the Three of Swords represent, now you're not even supposed to be paying any attention to people that would even waste your time in that way. And now you also understand that it's time for you to start making better decisions when it comes to being critical and not letting other people make you feel judged or make you feel guilty or shame you into making you feel like you judge them, because everybody's going through their own thing. They could have, they could have spent time in a big house for being a card cracker. You understand what I'm saying? And like now all of a sudden they're just because they haven't necessarily went back in, that somehow they're overall a changed person. It's like, no, just because you haven't went back into the big house does not necessarily mean, or the Bing does not necessarily mean that you're changed. You still have the same hustler mentality of showing somebody something and then doing a switcheroo later. And then the Six of Swords and the Nine of Cups is about how you, Taurus, see this in others now. And now you're developing that ability to see it. But the Nine of Cups represents a lot of you, Taurus, have been getting to know other people, though. So this is about you putting your best foot forward. You're getting to know other people, the Ten of Cups. But you just see that a lot of people are very much so entitled. A lot of people, you getting to know them, and they're already asking you the first time for some sort of fancy schmancy date or something that requires a whole lot of money in order to get with them. And then you, Taurus, are like, nah, you telling them no. And then the judgment is about them being like, oh, you broke, all this other stuff. Yeah, you, Taurus, are broke, but then they as adults refuse to pay, right? Why don't they set an example since you're so broke? But the people that you've been trying to get to know, you realize very quickly they're not worth any of that, because their whole character is a flaw. Their whole character is a flaw. They're dysfunctional as all get out. And we can tell that they're super dysfunctional because of all of the nonsense that comes with that, right? The nonsense that comes with that, the idea that they will be, you know what I'm saying? Like, they will be telling you that you broke and calling you poor, but then how come they don't ever pay for anything? They don't even know you, and they already feel this comfortable to be this disrespectful. You understand what I'm saying? So the Nine of Cups represents, that's a person who's entitled, but you know what it means? They have a hard head, which means that they got a soft butt. They're going to find out, because the Six of Swords represent you wanting to leave and them trying to bicker and argue and goad you into spending something and breaking your bank. No, don't feel pressured to do that. For all of you, Taurus, that is ahead of the curve and you understood this, good on you. For all you, Taurus, who are coming to me for counsel, don't spend any money on these goofy individuals. Once again, and I'm going to say this again, the only types of relationships, if you ask me, that work are 50-50 relationships. Everything else I can show and prove is a waste of time. And anybody that's trying to convince you otherwise, respectfully me, I'm not telling y'all what to think, but respectfully me, I'm talking about from my disposition, I do not agree with. If they're talking about anything else other than 50, why? Because a 50-50, first and foremost, we both adults. So this ideology that you want one adult in the relationship of two to pay for everything, while one adult, a key word, adult, sits on their butt and don't provide any value, or the little value that they do is so disproportionate to the value that is given, the idea is absolutely preposterous. It is the most dumbest stuff I've ever heard in my entire life. When I was coming up, when I was growing up, there was no roles in the sense of that. It was, we all chip in. Brother, sister, mom, we all chipped in. There was no ideology of me and my brother has to have a job, but my sister and my mom don't. My sister's been working for how many umpteen years? My mom's been working as soon as she was able to legally work, started working. You understand what I'm saying? Brother has a job. Me, I do this. So like I said before, so the ideology of it all is just a really stupid concept that you want adults in their 20s, 30s, 40s, talking about what somebody else need to do for them like they're their parent. It is absolutely preposterous. So let's clarify the Six of Swords. Three of Cups, Knight of Swords, the Sun, and then you have the Devil. Yeah, like a lot of you Taurus are starting to see that same mentality too. Like, we're adults here, and yet you still have people, especially in a time like this, you know, and I hope you two don't hit me with this, but with inflation, all of this stuff, you still have adults talking about somebody need to take care of me. How old are you? I'm 20, I'm 25. How old are you? I'm 35. And you still talking about somebody need to take care of you like you 5? Put a bottle in your mouth to feed you. If you don't knock that off, the sun and the devil represents that, you know, and a lot of people are not gonna like this. Because for you Taurus, right, the bulls, right, Taurus, bulls, the horns, you are going against the status quo, Taurus. You're starting to understand that a lot of this stuff is a grift. It's a con. And a lot of you Taurus realize that it's a con. So now that you have an idea, I ain't gonna say an ideology, but your own ideas on it, because an ideology is slightly different than an idea from my studies. But now that you have your own ideas on the situation, I just see that a lot of you Taurus are not going for it. If a person is going to give you all these problems, that's a dub for you. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10K subs. We literally have less than, I want to say, 80 subs left to go. Please subscribe.